What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Good morning to everybody, and welcome back to your morning watch list. So first things first, yesterday the markets got absolutely annihilated, right? They got crushed, and they did exactly what we said they would do. The markets dropped all the way down to the price point, and let me go to the SPY because that's what we're specifically talking about. The markets dropped down exactly to our daily chart trend. Remember yesterday's video, we said the market should go down to about 328. We actually went slightly lower than that, hit about 326.50, then we kind of bounced back up, all right? So as a whole yesterday, markets moved down to what? That white trending level in the middle. That is our regression trend level. So we have essentially bounced, hit resistance, and fell back to the average. So there is a good chance that the markets try to bounce here. We already seen an attempt yesterday. Yesterday we tried to bounce, kind of failed, picked it back up overnight. Now we're kind of bouncing again pre-market. So there are some buyers here that are willing to buy. Now, in order for me to feel confident that this market's going to hold and we're actually going to bounce here a bit, is to see the prices get back up and over the 328 price and hold, okay? And the reason I say that is if we go back to the daily chart, the 328 price is that trend. So until the markets are up and trading over 328, they have not yet reclaimed this trend line, which therefore means that is resistance. So right now in the 328 price, we have resistance. And until this market successfully is up and trading over and holding, we can't really suggest that we're going to turn it as sort of a long move at this point. Let's say the worst is yet to come and the markets still want to go lower. They would probably fail to hold over the 328, come back down, and then at that point we would be targeting lower all the way down to say 320. But given the way that this market is holding so far, I would say there's a good chance we're going to try to bounce over the 328 and reclaim that move even today. A couple stocks you're probably going to want to keep on your watch list today are SRRK. Again, it performed really well yesterday. We put this on the watch list, told traders to watch it both long and short. As you can see, there was good long move, good short move, good long move, good short move, good long move, another little arguably okay short move, back to long move. So it had a lot of volatility both ways, which would have allowed you to make multiple trades throughout the day on such a stock. So today we're going to be keeping an eye on this. It's still trading up and it's still overextended. So we're just kind of waiting to see what days this is going to end up getting bearish. But overall, really strong move. If you're on Thinkorswim, you're able to short this stock. We're going to be keeping it on watch. When we go look at the 1 minute chart right now, we're pretty much we're not oversold pre-market, we're not overbought pre-market, so we're just going to be opening with, to be honest, probably a little bit of confusion here to start the day. If in the event this market was all the way up at, say, like 58 this morning, I'd be going short. If we woke up this morning and this market was all the way down at 32, we'd be going long. But it's right in the middle here, so we're kind of on the questionable directional snap play, which we're just not going to be taking guesses on. We're just going to wait for the markets to move one way or the other and then take the reversal trade as we should, whether it's a bounce or a short. So SRK, really strong stock over the past couple days we're watching. Next one on the list is Pinterest. Pinterest reported earnings, really big move up on the day. This is something that we're going to watch. Those two red lines that you see on the chart at the top, that's actually three, but we're going to delete that one. These two. This is your daily chart and 4-hour chart resistance levels. We have just crossed through them. So really right now, we're watching and playing this one by ear to get a feel for it, see if these earnings are going to have continuation. If it's going to have continuation, then the price should in fact be holding above these levels, or we can break down below, come back over and reclaim. But as long as there is strength moving up and through and or holding over these prices, then we could suggest that Pinterest is going to try to have some sort of continuation play on the day. If in the event it doesn't and it drops out, we might look for a little dip buy down here towards the 63.31 price, which is the half standard deviation support. Going forward onto Twitter. Twitter again reported earnings. So far it's moving pretty well this morning. And you can see over call it the past week, we kind of have like this bull flag looking formation. Well, we were going to watch and see if somehow this sort of bull flag formation ends up breaking up for us on the day over the 1 deviation mark. For the longest time, Twitter on this 4-hour chart has been trading in between the yellow or the orange. And today we're going to see if we can successfully get it to break out above the yellow or the orange. And if so, we might be able to target up to, say, the 54 mark. Okay? If we look at the daily chart right now has a target on the upside up to 53.43. Actually, no, that's a lie. It's not that high. It's right at close, 53.33s. Yeah, 53.20. So arguably from where we're at right now, Twitter still has a move up to like the 53.50 prices, okay? So we're keeping an eye on Twitter, we're keeping an eye on Pinterest. It seems like a lot of the social media companies, online application companies have been doing really well throughout the pandemic, and it still seems as if there's a lot of excitement to push money into those zones because, again, you can sit at home, stay on your phone, so it's not like the whole business model of these companies is truly being affected. As you guys have seen, Snapchat has absolutely killed it lately. I started buying Snapchat and holding Snapchat down in this dip. So I own Snapchat around the 20s, and we're sitting up here in the 40s. So I have over 100% gain on Snapchat right now, which I'm super happy about. The follow through after the earnings was really strong. The dip that we've seen so far has gotten bought up really strong. So when I see this sort of play, right? Earnings happens, we explode, and then it continues. That tells me there's a lot of strength with that stock. So this is probably something that I'll be willing to hold for at least another 2 to 3 months to see how the momentum plays out. Whenever we get an earnings play that jumps up strong and then it fades all the way out, typically that will show you that there maybe isn't as much strength there with that, and there won't be as much follow through there and after. But if we get immediate follow through with earnings afterwards, that could suggest that there's more strength for that stock to hopefully lead into the future. So Snapchat is something that I'm still willing to hold for further price increases. Right now, the dollar is getting smoked, the dollar is going up. Gold and silver are getting smoked. And this is kind of something that we kept mentioning for weeks, is that until the dollar successfully breaks down this low point or this trend line, we're not going lower, right? We can keep trailing lower, but we're not going to snap and break down and just run down. We would have to successfully break below this 4-hour trending support. We eventually bounced away from it. We should have a little bit of a resistance coming into the dollar here pretty soon, right off this trend line at 93.96. So pretty much put it maybe by the end of the day today or tomorrow, we should see this market pull back a little bit on the dollar, which might provide some sort of relief to gold and silver. As you can see, gold and silver are still on the downward move. Right now, I think we might suggest that the gold target on the downside is 170, but I'd be much more interested to put some more gold in the pocket down here as we get towards 170. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is your morning breakdown recap for today. Hope you guys like it. Hope you learned something new as always, and I'll see you guys on the next one.